Despite the bigness and the alleged power, I say alleged power, of industrial giants like IBM, AT&T, Exxon, Chrysler, in a free market, what kind of power do they have over you and I? They don't have any power whatsoever. That is, ask ourselves, because there's a lot of demagoguery on college campuses where they say these corporations have a lot of power. But ask yourself now, for Exxon to get $1 out of me, what must happen? I must voluntarily get out of my chair, voluntarily get into my car, voluntarily drive down the street, and voluntarily drive up this man's lot and give him $1 for a gallon of gasoline. Now, that does not describe our relationship with government. Government will get money from us whether we want to give it to them or not. Now, but however, I would not be responsible if I didn't say that corporate giants like AT&T, Chrysler, and Exxon, they can get dollars from us whether we want to give it to them or not. But first they would have to go to Washington. They'd have to get permission to take money from us by the United States Congress and the Senate. You would take Chrysler. When Lee Iacocca was having trouble some years ago, he has similar troubles now. Or take the farmers who are having trouble. Now, the farmers in Lee Iacocca, they know where I live. I live in Valley Forge. They can knock on my door. They could say, buddy, I'm having some trouble. Can you spare a dime? Can you help me out, Williams? Now, I'd probably tell Lee Iacocca or the farmers to go play in the traffic. And they kind of know that. And so what the farmers do, they will go to, say, Senator Dole. And the farmers will say to Senator Dole, if I ask Williams to voluntarily help me out, he's going to tell me to go play in the traffic. So could you use your agents to take his money? Now, so that's what I mean when I say that businesses can get dollars from us whether we want to give it to them or not, but they don't do it in a free market context. That is, they go and get the totalitarian or coercive powers of the Congress and Senate. Now, the free market and voluntary exchange are roundly denounced by today's defenders of what I call the new human rights. These defenders of the new human rights, that is, people who you hear talking about human rights most of the times, they are the chief supporters of reduced rights to profits, reduced rights to private property. They are anti-competition and pro-monopoly and pro-control and pro-coercion by the state. Of course, these people have what they call good reasons for their behavior. But every tyrant that has existed in history has had what he's considered good reasons for restricting the freedoms of others. Many of these people in our country who are pro-control, pro-coercion, you hear them calling for industrial planning, economic planning. Now, what is economic planning? Or what is industrial planning? I'll give you a definition of economic planning that will last you the rest of your life. Economic planning is nothing more than the forcible superseding of somebody else's plan by the powerful elite. That's all that it is. I mean, for example, I might plan to buy a Honda automobile. The powerful elite will say, Williams, we're going to supersede your plan through tariffs and quotas because we think you ought to buy a Chrysler. Or my daughter might plan to work for the hardware store guy for $2 an hour. He thinks it's okay, she agrees to it, I as her parent agree to it. And the powerful elite will say, Williams, we're going to cancel that plan unless it transpires under the terms that we select.